Hello there, it's David here from Dingle Lane, and today I'm going to have a quick chat about KPIs. Yes, as accountants we do love our TLAs. That's three-letter abbreviations. Well, financial KPIs, that's key performance indicators, of course you already knew that, measurable values that indicate how well you're doing regarding generating revenue and profits and various other factors. Monitoring your KPIs, your key performance indicators, shows whether you're achieving your long-term goals. They're also known as performance metrics, performance ratios, business indicators, yada yada yada, but KPIs is by far and away the most popular kind of terminology. And a well-framed KPI helps you navigate between important business processes and shows you whether you're achieving your key business objectives. They range at a number of levels. High-level KPIs demonstrate the company's overall performance, great for the CEO, for high-level overall strategy kind of measurements, whereas lower-level KPIs focus on more narrow goals. So, for instance, looking at your specific sales performance, the work of particular departments or teams within your organisation. Or even down to the people level within your business, needing different indicators relevant to their decision-making needs depending on how they do their job and help them to target on what's important. Because at the end of the day, people do what gets measured. What gets measured, therefore, needs to be what's really important to you as a business. So, to be effective, a KPI needs to have a number of factors. And critically, of course, it needs to be well-defined, it needs to be quantifiable, i.e. measurable in some shape or form. It needs to be appropriately communicated. People need to know what their targets are and what their performance indicators are. They need to be critical to achieving the goal. That's the one people often forget about KPIs. A number of times I've seen companies with huge long screeds of KPIs that actually then aren't key to their success because there are so many, they're not really key. They're not critical to achieving their goals. Key performance indicators. Key word being there, key. And they need to be applicable to your particular line of business, the particular work you do, or the department that you're in. And of course, the big trouble is that there are thousands of KPIs to choose from. If you choose the wrong one, then you're measuring something that doesn't really align with what you're doing, with where you want to go, and so on and so forth. So how do you go about how do you go about selecting the right KPI for your particular needs? Well, the key thing there is to start by researching and understanding the most important KPIs. That way, of course, you'll have a decent understanding of which ones are specific to your industry and which ones are of much lesser benefit. But regardless of the age, size, industry you're in or whatever, you need to be conscious, of course, of your financial performance. Hi, I'm an accountant. That's why I think it's important. But don't just take my word for it. Whether your financial controller deals with your expenses, income budgets, your company leadership also, of course, needs to be informed about important financial measures. And the fastest and most effective way of keeping track of your business performance is through something called a KPI dashboard. Basically, a nice, simple layout that highlights the key metrics for the person looking at the dashboard. So there'll be a different dashboard for different departments and people, just like there are different KPIs for different departments, different people. Business managers often use their KPI dashboards to provide a really quick overview of your performance and well-being. So let's do a quick thought exercise here. Now imagine a living organism, you and me as a human being. There are about 37 and a bit trillion cells in the human body, give or take. I didn't count them personally. I'm taking that as read from somewhere I read on the internet. It must be true. I read it on the web. All of them working, by and large, in reasonable coordination, allowing us to live and do what we do. Our body's performance is constantly influenced by countless inside and outside forces, and to manage all those processes, our brains, of course, need to be constantly aware of every process and its performance inside our body. Now, of course, like your business, similar to a living organism, its performance is regularly affected by hundreds of activities and processes. And to be aware of how your business is doing, you need real-time reporting and a quick overview of every department's performance. A KPI tracking dashboard collects, groups, organises and visualises those important metrics, giving you a really quick snapshot and overview of your expected performance and your expected growth and how you're sitting against that. And of course, the greatest value in the modern dashboards that you can get are in their ability to give you real-time information about your company's business performance. As a result, you're able to make informed and goal-oriented decisions, but particularly in a really timely manner, acting on data instead of gut feeling. And moreover, of course, a timely and well-framed KPI dashboard helps you identify and notice problem areas and tackle the problem areas before they become a major issue to you in your business. You can, of course, also, as a number of businesses do, use their KPI dashboard for benchmarking. So you add your benchmarks with concrete dates, numeric values, so you can get a really clear indication of how well you're performing against those benchmarks, how far you are from achieving your business goals. You can add in deadlines and tasks that you wish to finish on time and get reminded to take action when time is running short, as it nearly always does in these kinds of circumstances. So not surprisingly, given the complexity of these, there's a whole raft of technological solutions available for you to help you develop and manage your KPI dashboards. So do make sure that you have a good look around at the solutions that are relevant to where you are and where you plan to go as a business. And of course, then, to be really informative, you need to have well-chosen metrics within that dashboard. And before you start creating your KPI tracking dashboard, of course, you need to have a clear vision of where you want to go, what your business goals are, what your intentions are as a business. So you need to determine what you're trying to achieve with your dashboard. What are the goals you want to get? What problems are you trying to notice? What performance indicators do you need to know? You need to think about the audience for your dashboard. Who's going to be looking at the dashboard? How frequently are they going to check it? What data is important to those people? And what type of visualizations do they prefer? Do they like graphs, numbers? What type of graph? Those sorts of things. Are they actionable? No point having a performance indicator if you can't do anything about it. Only monitor key performance indicators that you can do something about, you can act on. And you can link then each KPI with a clear goal and processes that impact the metric. Avoid adding vanity metrics that aren't relevant to achieving your business goals, but make you think, oh God, isn't that nice? Aren't we looking good? Aren't we feeling really good? Accountants are not cosmetic experts. We're not interested in how well coiffured and fragranced your business is. What we're interested in is making sure that you're healthy and delivering what you're doing in the best possible way. I put up a post on my Facebook a little while back saying, don't lie to your accountant, we've seen you naked. That's what the KPIs are about. It's about seeing you naked and saying, let's get behind the hype. Find out what's really going on, because at the end of the day, don't lie to yourself. Make it work for you. Use it, action it, yada, yada, yada. Great. And of course, there are multiple types of charts that you can use that look great on a dashboard, each perfect for different types of metrics. Pie charts are good for some things, bar charts for others, line charts for others, and just a great big flashing number sometimes works really well as well. And so again, defining what the metrics you want and how you want to visualize them works great for your dashboard. And then once you've done that, you can start compiling your dashboard, making it look right, putting closely related metrics next to each other so that you've got a nice flow so that you can sort of see how things link together and work as a process within your business. Of course, then you can think about adding in colors to bring it to life, add benchmarks as I've talked about, creating informative KPI reports and making sure that then you've got something that really drives your business going forward. And of course, the key thing there is to remember always to frequently check them. There's no point having a bunch of KPIs, no point having a bunch of performance metrics if you're not going to do anything with them. Looking at them once a year, waste of time. It's a bit like what I always say to potential new clients. If you want me as a once-a-year accountant, forget it, we're not going to be working together, because once a year is absolutely useless for helping drive your business forward. You need somebody who's actively engaged with helping you work your business and make it work for you. And that's what your KPIs do. That's Dave Nichol from Dingle Lane. What I've done there is just give you a bit of an outline on KPIs and why they're important. Hopefully you found that interesting, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.